is that his compliments come with criticisms, all right? And so essentially, you all may not have experienced this, but there are situations where a man gives these backhanded compliments, these, well, this looks nice, but this looks like trash. Or like he has to always follow up his giving you any kind of praise or pouring into you with something negative, all right? And so it's a tactic that some men use that, again, psychologically, it's literally a mind game, that can draw a woman in, all right? And so that may not make any sense to some of you. Like, why the hell would a criticism after a compliment reel me in? Well, consider this. When you can create insecurities in someone, you can make them feel like they should be happy that they even have you. You can make them feel like they're not going to do any better than you. You can make them feel less than to make you feel superior. You can essentially gain more control over this individual, which is why in a lot of toxic relationships, the man or woman, whoever the one being toxic, will try to basically verbally abuse and beat down that person's self-esteem, because now with you having lower self-esteem, I can keep you under my control a lot better. I can have my way with you a lot easier. If you're too damn confident, you're not going to tolerate certain things. If you know your worth, you're not going to accept my behavior. You know what I'm saying? If you understand your value, you may realize I'm not the one who's good enough for you. So I got to change that by knocking you down a few pegs. And so that's where you'll see that. And so if you notice a man who always have to throw criticism with, and hell, sometimes it's not even that he compliments first and criticizes. Some dudes are just criticizing, knocking you down, knocking you down, knocking you down, knocking you down. That is a game being played. That is psychological warfare, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And it's extremely unhealthy. So be very mindful of that. The man who cares about you, who's serious about you, should be wanting to uplift you. Now, let me just say this, because it kind of hit my spirit. Please understand the difference between being negative and critical and constructive criticism, all right? So it's one thing to be like, I can't even think of a criticism right now because I don't have a negative mind like that. I'm just a positive person. But I lost my train of thought. But the point is, what I'm saying is, if you're with a man and he tells you, for example, hey, I think you could do this better. Like, that's not him trying to knock you down. That's him trying to make you push you and inspire to be a better woman. Understand the difference between someone trying to attack you and break you down versus someone who is, yes, he may be critiquing something, but he's doing so for your own good. All right. And I'll tell you this, the critiquer that's doing it for your own good is going to give you ways to improve it. He's going to help you in elevating yourself. The one who's giving you criticism to knock you down, he's just going to critique you and just leave you there. That's it. Because he's not trying to have you rise up. He's trying to bring you down as low as possible. All right, so now on to number 7. And number 7 is he throws other women in your face. All right. So remember what I said earlier. A man who really cares about you wants to bring you peace and clarity. The one who does not will bring you chaos and confusion. So to throw women in your face, essentially trying to always make you jealous or trying to always compare you to other women, which goes back to making you feel insecure, knocking you down. When he is intentionally doing this, that is a huge red flag. And that is a huge sign he is playing a game here. Now, again, I do think, I gotta always throw these things out there. I do think that if two people are dating, I have seen situations where, let's say two people like each other, they're not sure where each other stands. And again, with misguided information, they say, oh yeah, you know what, let her see you with another girl. All right. And so he does this not because he wants to make you jealous in a way to make you insecure for just manipulating you or knocking down your self-esteem, but because he's trying to get you to want him more. Or he's trying to get a reaction out of you. And again, it's a very immature, misguided approach, all right? That can happen. But what I think I can say with confidence, no, I can say with confidence, is that that guy who's doing it for that reason, number one, he's not in a relationship with you yet. He's trying to, and it may be a one-time thing, all right? Or he's just going about his business and maybe you see him with other women. I'm talking about the guy who's the toxic, unhealthy, flat out playing the game. He's intentionally and he's constantly doing it. He's constantly comparing you to other women. He is constantly throwing other women in front of your face. He is constantly trying to make you feel some kind of way. That is extremely unhealthy. That's a problem. And for him to especially do that when he's in the relationship with you already, there's no excuse to be made. There's nothing else I can say about it. It's just bottom line, he has a serious freaking problem. And you don't need to subject yourself to that kind of behavior, that kind of environment. It is unhealthy. Again, I'm going to always say address before cutting off. But if it's not immediately corrected and he continues this nonsense, then he has to go. But I said I have a bonus. And that quick bonus is this. Make sure you're not the one playing games. Now, here's the thing. Don't get defensive, because here's what I've noticed. I have seen tons of situations where women are analyzing, critiquing, whatever, the man's actions. Oh, he's playing, he's lying, all this. But then when we evaluated her actions, it was like, but you're doing the same thing. You're not being honest. You're not being transparent. You're trying to get him jealous. You're being a little manipulative. You're playing games too. So listen, if we don't want people playing games with us, we should not play games with them. So please do not assume it's simply about the man not playing. No. Are you holding yourself to that standard? Are you setting the stage for transparency, openness, clarity, and all these things? Because I can tell you this. The minute one side plays games, the likelihood that the other side will, it has increased immensely. Bottom line, even if they did not come into the situation wanting to play games, what happens is in trying to navigate through yours, they end up playing theirs. And so it just becomes a very unhealthy relationship. So please, please, please don't play the games yourself. But again, when you see these issues, address it. If it's not corrected, you know what you gotta do. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. There's one thing I've heard so many women repeat over and over again, and that is men don't know what the hell they want. Men are confusing, they're frustrating, and it just becomes a huge annoyance.